Did the Bible just fall from the sky one day, already written in English, leather-bound and gold-lined? Nope. But the real story of how we got the Bible, it's way crazier and way more fascinating than most people realize. Let's dive in. But before starting, if you've not subscribed to our channel, be sure to like and subscribe for more informative videos. And don't forget to share this informative video with your beloved ones. Early. Build up. Beginning of the story. The Bible wasn't written overnight. In fact, it came together over thousands of years, across 3 continents in 3 different languages, by over 40 different authors, many of whom never met. So how did all these stories, laws, poems, prophecies, and letters come together into the book billions of people read today? It started here with stories. Transition to oral tradition. Before anything was written down, people told stories. About Noah and the flood, about Abraham leaving his homeland, about the Tower of Babel. These were the sacred memories of the Israelites, passed down generation after generation, especially during their time as slaves in Egypt. Enter Moses. The law begins. Moses, raised in Egypt but chosen by God, led the Israelites to freedom and up Mount Sinai. There, he received something that would change history. The law. Not just a list of rules, but a covenant between God and his people. That's why the first 5 books of the Bible are called the Torah, or Law of Moses. They're not just laws. They tell the whole backstory, how the Israelites got there, who Moses was, and why this covenant mattered, why the stories matter, because context matters. You can't understand the rules without the story behind them. You can't understand Leviticus without knowing about Moses. You can't understand Moses without Abraham, and you can't understand any of it without Genesis. But here's where things start getting messy. God's people? Yeah, they didn't always follow the law. One minute they're worshipping God, the next they're bowing to golden statues. That's where the prophets' hearts come in. Prophets were like divine messengers, sent to warn, correct, and sometimes call people out hardcore. They said, hey, if you don't turn back to God, destruction's coming. And guess what? They were right. The kingdom fell. The temple was destroyed. God's people were exiled. And during that dark time, a lot of writing started happening. Songs like Psalms, wise sayings, proverbs, and deep laments like Job and Lamentations. Not all of it was agreed on at first. Some people accepted certain books, others didn't. But over time, the Hebrew Bible, called the Tanakh, started to take shape. Greek translation plus debate. Then came the Greek-speaking Jews in Alexandria. They translated the whole thing into Greek. It's called the Septuagint, and added a few extra books. That's where some debates come in. Should those extra books be included? Jews said no, Protestants said no, Catholics said yes. Even today we don't all agree. Enter the New Testament. Now fast forward to Jesus. A man shows up claiming to fulfill the law and the prophets, not replace them, fulfill them. His followers? They wrote about him, his life, his death, his resurrection. We call these the Gospels, and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Then came the early church. They started spreading Jesus' message, but ran into problems. So the apostles wrote letters guide to correct, encourage, and teach. These letters were so powerful, so full of truth, that churches copied them, shared them, and preserved them. Eventually, these Gospels and letters became the New Testament. But again, not everyone agreed on what to include. Some writings were rejected because they were obvious forgeries. Others were debated for years. The rule was simple. Was it written by an apostle or someone close to one? Did it align with what Jesus taught? Was it being used by churches widely? Eventually a consensus formed. Why it all matters, and that's how we got what we now call the Bible, not in one moment, not by one person, but through centuries of faith, failure, revelation, and hope. Why does it matter? Because every page points to one person, Jesus, the Word made flesh. So next time you hold a Bible, remember, you're holding thousands of years of history, of voices, of visions, of people trying to understand and follow God. And the big question is, what will you do with it?